Okay, so now that I have reviewed all 6 Terminator films, it's time to rank them. Let's do this. 6 films to rank worst to best in my opinions. So we'll start off number 6, bottom of the barrel, and that is Terminator Salvation. To me, this one, I know some people like this movie. And it's not a bad movie by any means. Like I said, I don't hate any of these. But it's to me that the first 3 films were a decent trilogy to where it ended with what it promised, Judgment Day. To show anything after that would, unless you did it in a certain way, like Dark Fate did, it would diminish what came before it. And this film not only introduces new Terminators and stuff that shouldn't be possible because we should know any and all versions of the Terminators that exist by now. It also introduced the character of Marcus, which takes a back seat to John Connor, who's supposed to be the star of this, and it shows us a war film, and it tries to start a trilogy, but it failed. If they were going to do a film following 3, it should have been everything leading up. Basically, it's a sequel and a prequel at the same time. It's what it should have been. It should have been everything leading up to sending Kyle Reese back to save Sarah Connor. That's what it should have been. That's what I thought this was going to be, and it isn't. It's a film to start a whole new trilogy, and it didn't work. And that makes me mad, and that's why it's at the bottom, number 6. Number 5, ironically, is Terminator Genisys. Not a bad concept, but it didn't work. Now you can say, well, wait a minute. If you hated on... if you didn't like Salvation because you thought that 3 was a perfect ending. Well, see, this is more of a reboot style film. And so it's doing its own thing. And like I said in my Dark Fate review, the ending, had I not tacked on that post-credit scene, could have been, up to you. Would it have continued? Would it have been the end? It could have ended there. Even though they're stuck in 2017, it could have been the end. And it's the only one of these films that Arnold's Terminator does not die at the end. Yes, he sort of dies, but he comes back. That's because they were working on making it a trilogy, fine. At one point, a TV series too, but who knows. But I think it's a decent plot, a nice twist on the original, good callbacks to the original. It's decent. Number 4 is Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, and like I said, I don't hate this film. I actually enjoy watching this film. The idea of that their first plan didn't work, that's fine. It should have never been about stopping Judgment Day anyway. And this, tells you can't stop it. It's inevitable. And it ends with what they've been trying to stop this whole time, Judgment Day. And like I said, a fitting end to a trilogy. Now, does it make sense in the context that you destroyed everything in the second film that could possibly continue? And it could possibly end up giving you Judgment Day? Does it make sense for it to continue in this film? No. Unless you did something like Dark Fate, where it's a new threat, but it's the same threat. It's still Skynet, so it doesn't make any sense, which is why it's so low on the list. But I do still enjoy this. Number 3, Terminator Dark Fate. Like I said, really in the spirit of the original film, it's not about stopping Judgment Day, it's just about surviving. Saving someone's life so they can go on and they can stop Judgment. And they can stop what's supposed to happen. Just like John Connor. Just like the first film with Reese. And, and it's was it supposed to start a whole new trilogy? Yes. But did it seem like forcing it down your throats like Salvation and Genisys? No. We could not get another film in this continuity and I'd be fine. This was like the original Terminator. They weren't trying to stop Judgment Day. They were just trying to save the person who's eventually going to stop, take down Legion. So, yeah, it makes sense that, and the ending of this, where it could continue, but doesn't have to, it works. Number 2 is the original Terminator from 1984. Much that I just said about Dark Fate could be said here. It's not about stopping any sort of Judgment Day or anything. It's just about surviving. Terminator is after Sarah Connor. She's got to survive. She's got Kyle Reese. She's told, Kyle Reese comes back to save her. She's told that her son will be the savior of mankind and stop Skynet. And yeah, it's your survival movie. It's, some people call this a slasher film. That's fine. I think it's an action film. And for what it is, it's good. Some of the CGI is kind of meh. Not even CGI, it's stop motion. So it's kind of but decent. And of course, number 1 is Terminator 2. That's right. It's number 1. Number 2 is number 1. The best of the Terminator movies, one of the greatest action movies of all time. Yeah, what can I say? You got stuff blowing up, never for long. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the best Terminator movie, you can't really say anymore. So, that's my ranking of the Terminator movies. What are your thoughts on my ranking? Leave in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.